Insights Media.
Addressing the economic imbalance that has been going on all over the country, the Osun masterminds in its February edition of the State Address has described the fuel and naira scarcity as an hardship that is unbearable and the imbalance is messing up with the fragile productivity of Nigerians. While addressing the newsmen on Wednesday in Osogbo, the executive director of the coalition organization, Professor Wasiu Oyedokunwale, called for speedy resolution of the crisis before it escalates.
We must say about the scarcity of fuel and other notes that there appears to be a grand and very sinister plan by certain enemies of the good people of Nigeria to throw our society into serious crisis. If this were not so, the baseless scarcity would not have been allowed to tarry for this long. There indeed appears like some persons are playing on the emotions of the totality of Nigerians using fuel and naira notes as whip. The hardship is unbearable and it is messing up the already fragile productivity of Nigerians who now have to suffer untold difficulties to go about their daily activities. This is totally unfair and we condemn very strongly the lackadaisical disposition of every person concerned to finding lasting solutions to these problems. We call for speedy resolution of this crisis before it snowballs into a national disaster that may not only affect the conduct of the coming elections, but will also throw the country into unprecedented chaos.
In appraising the government of Governor Adeleke, the director commended the recent approval of the payment of salary arrears of civil servants in the state, owed by the administration of Ogbeni Aregbesola.
We commend the Osun State Governor, Senator Ademola Jackson Adeleke, for his recent approval of the payment of salary arrears all civil servants to the state by the administration of Ogbeni Aregbesola. We particularly commend him for the willingness he has displayed in righting the wrongs that may have been done in the far and near past. We want to reiterate that the decision by the Aregbesola government to modulate salaries in such manner was in the first place not pro-people, and it was a direct consequence of the administration's well-known penchant for profligacy, which the northern workers should not have been made to pay for. We sincerely commend Mr. Governor for righting this wrong, and we anticipate that he will set up a policy framework that will ensure the implementation of payments according to the schedule outlined in the circular that we cited, so that the payment instructions does not end up in the dustbin.
Reacting to the tribunal judgment, he condemned the negative reaction that happened after the judgment of the tribunal. He also called on the state governor to call on his faithful, as violent protests do not win court cases, to also tighten the state security to secure lives and properties of the residents.
We condemn these approaches to protesting against the judgment of the tribunal, a judgment that against which the governor and his party has the right to appeal should not be reason for anyone or group of people to go about intimidating people and inciting violence against persons who are perceived to be in support of the opposition. Osun State does not belong to a single person or group of persons or political party. Osun is our common patrimony and we are all equal stakeholders in the Osun project. No one should thus be harassed because of a judgment that can still reach the Supreme Court.
In preparations of the forthcoming general elections, he urged residents to troop out to vote their candidates and also avoid acts that may incite violence. From Oshogbo, Modukola Shomi, Insight TV.
Insights Media.